It smells like Sunday in here. And the bubbles are back. Really? Is there a machine? What are you talking about being late? I had to wait for Jared. Excuse me? Well, I think he needed to be. Y'all remember my buddy Steve? Steve, say hi. He's doing this right now. Oh, Steve. You haven't changed a bit. I was late. Yeah. What time was pickup this morning?
8.
8. For those that are late.
No, 8. We should have left at 8.
We should have left at 8?
Yes.
Well, that's news to me. I was down at 8:06, so. And nobody was standing and people were eating, so I digress. Where are we? I can't see anybody. Hello. Hi. Enchanté.
I'm really nervous right now, thank you. We all know that Dean takes whatever he wants, especially with girlfriends. So, what went wrong with Daphne?
Fred went wrong. You know, it was lined up, good to go, and then Ascot boy has to walk in and ruin things. It's all right, I don't hold a grudge. Yeah, I think they should probably do another episode where, you know.
Yes, I think that's all.
Dean closes the deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Or Daphne closes the deal. Look at it, you know. This is 2018. Yeah, thank you. Nice up. Hi. I'm good. What happened to your arm?
Well, 2 weeks ago I fell off a bike and it's okay, I feel better, but I thought I'd be careful about it.
Oh, good. Yeah, if you don't wear that, people are, you know, that's when Jared broke his arm, or his shoulder, which we all remember.
People think I'm cosplaying him sometimes.
That's awesome. But if he wouldn't wear the sling, you know, people would go, hey, ah! So it is, if you injured this.
Yesterday, because I had photo ops, I didn't put it on, but it was kind of difficult.
Yeah, well, good that it's on.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, my question is that, Richard yesterday talked to us about his directing experience this season and how your advice has been valuable as he had to direct himself. So I was wondering if you could share more about your experience doing that.
It's, I don't know if he talked about this, but he and I sat down and he wanted to kind of talk to me about that experience because I'm the only one that's experienced that from the show. Well, no, that's not true. Misha did one. But it's difficult, and I found it very difficult having to kind of switch from that mind frame to acting, and it helped me. It actually made me realize that when I'm just playing Dean, my mind is very clear, and I don't. I'm not thinking about things. I'm not analyzing things. I'm not. It's just I'm a little bit more open for the magic to happen, so to speak. When you're a director, you can't do that. You have to have, I mean, you need to be able to see when moments are there and be able to capture them. But you gotta have a plan. And so, directing is, you know, you're constantly thinking, okay, I need this shot, because you're kind of editing the movie in your mind. So you're like, okay, I've got this shot, I need this shot, oh, I can actually move from this camera angle into this camera angle, that'll save me some time. Because you're constantly thinking, like the whole day. And then when they're like, okay, Jensen, we need you on set, you're in this scene. And I'm like, what? Oh my gosh, I don't know my lines. You know, and so it was difficult, and it took a little bit of, it took a few more takes when I would step from the director's seat in front of the camera and start to play Dean. It would take a couple of takes for me to kind of get into Dean's character and get that, you know, that flow going. So I kind of warned Richard about that for me, it was two totally different, you know, ways of thinking. And it took some getting used to. It was hard. It was difficult. I think he did a fantastic job, though, and I told him that. And then that's the last time I'll ever compliment him again. So.
Well, you did a fantastic job doing that too, and you've done it multiple times. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hi.
Okay, hi. My question is, what is your most awkward or embarrassing experience on the Supernatural set?
I mean, watch the gag reel. There's plenty. There's the most awkward. You know what's? This is going to sound weird. What's awkward or embarrassing for me is when we're doing a scene and there's a lot of background performers. So if we're in like a big crowded restaurant or something, or if we're on the street and there's 30 background performers, you know, walking from this point to this point, and then picking up the bag and turning around and walking from this point, and everybody's got a job to do. And for some reason, I always feel like they're just standing by, just watching me, ready to go. And so the pressure is put on me a little bit more not to mess up, because I have 30 other people waiting to be cued by the things that I'm saying, and I'm like, I better not change this line or change this word, because everybody's waiting for me to do their thing. So for me, that just, I don't know, I always get a little like gun shy when there's a lot of strangers in the room for some reason. I don't know why. But as far as like a moment, there's plenty of moments. Like I said, watch the gag reel.
I'd love to.
Oh, all right. Look, Jared can show it to you. I'm not going to be a part of that. He can get the phone call from Warner Brothers. Thank you.
Hi. First of all, I'm really thankful to be here and able to ask this question that I've been carrying around since the end of season 11.
Well, drop it off. What do you got?
Okay, so I'm going to shake it up now. Dean was supposed to throw the soul bomb on Amara, which they were preparing for him with a magical spell and collected all the souls, but he didn't use it. But in the way that Dean was talking to Amara, in my opinion, he was a soul bomb. You know what I mean? And the way that he talked to her was so soulful that she changed her mind.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, did you also see it a bit like that?
I mean, there was like it was written to be some sort of like a ticking time bomb within Dean. But I believe it was, I played it more as though it was Dean trying one last effort to not use that and destroy, you know, everything. So I think it was an honest moment for Dean of just him expressing to her what he, you know, everything that he could to get her to change her mind. But yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't looked at it that way. Yeah, thank you.
So I've just been wondering, I think the Will have been feeling a little bit left out today, and I've been wondering if you could help it a little, maybe make sure it also lands on Sing.
What's been left out today?
The Will.
The
Will.
Oh man. You know, most people get excited about surprises. Not I.
It's going to be perfect. Someone is...
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I'm sorry.
I found some friends of yours.
He was feeling lonely.
No, they're tiny. Listen,
You can get one of them to try them on.
let me just, because Steve here wants to meet some new people here. Your name? That's interesting.
And she's fine.
You know unicorns, I know.
Yeah, no, yeah. Let me get your friend out. I'm talking to shoes. Steve, I'd like to introduce the twins. This is Sandy, and this is Brandy. Thanks a lot. All right, that was fun. Maybe I'll do it again next year.
Another friend. I know you can live without unicorns and glitters. Be happy that it was just unicorns and not glitters.
Got it. Okay. Does this one have a name?
You,
Ricky? What?
whiskey.
Whiskey. Sure. Where? No. Oh, I'm sorry. This is, I can't do this anymore. It's just gonna, all right, you know, when Misha gets out here, we'll continue this conversation. God knows why. I don't know. Do you have a question for me and my friends?
No, but just to be fair, I did say if you could spin the wheel and make it land on sing, so you didn't hear the last part, so it's kind of your fault.
Hey, look. I don't control where the wheel ends up. I just gave it a good old spin. And now we have...
Thank you, sorry.
What is the term for a mini unicorn? A what? A zoo? A zoo of unicorns? She says this like she really knows it to be true. She's like, it's a zoo. A zoo of unicorns. How do you not know this? It's a zoo of unicorns up here. All right. Hi.
Hi. I asked this question yesterday to Misha. So I used to be a professional ice skater, and I really enjoyed your guys' support to the US ice skating team during the Olympics. And as we all know, you also had as your special skills listed as ice skating. So I wanted to know if you ever had like some sort of training, or if you could elaborate on your special skills.
Yeah, that basically required me being able to put ice skates on my feet.
Well, we saw some picture like a few years ago with you and Daniil and the kids on some ice rink. Or...
Again, I'm able to get them on my feet, lace them up, and not fall over immediately. To me, that's ice skating. Which is probably insulting to you, and I apologize for that. Yeah, no, I've never been good at it or trained in it. There wasn't a lot of ice.
Misha wanted some lessons, so we can join.
He wanted some lessons? He needs a lot of lessons. So that's